Hi guys, my name is Carla and welcome to my channel Chlorophyll is the New Black. Today I'm super excited because I'm going to be doing a house tour. Finally, yay! And I also feel like I need to do it because I want to change quite some stuff here at home. So I want you to see how it was before I changed it, and then I will do a video on the before and the after. But let's start with it. I wanted to tell you that I have something in my living room that is, I think, quite special, quite unique in a sense to have it in your living room. So let's start. And this is what I mean. Yes, it's a gym rack in the middle of the living room. So this is my boyfriend's. You know, when you live with people, you have to make some compromises, and that's what happened. Anyway, what I told him is that if you don't use it, it will become a nice arc to put on plants. Hanging plants would look amazing in it. Okay, so let's start with the rest of the house. So sorry for the lightning, but of course, most of my plants are next to the window because I want them to get some sun. This is a kind of lower light condition because it's a northeast facing window. Yeah, sometimes it's challenging, especially in winter, because these plants get almost no light. Let's start. So starting with the middle of the room, here I have this beautiful Maranta leuconcura variety kerchoveana. I got it super small. It was coming in an 8 centimeters pot, and look how big it has become. It's just a monster. It has grown like crazy. This winter was not doing that great. Since then, it grew like from here to here. All of those leaves are new, and it just keeps putting new and new and new and new leaves. So it's amazing. It's just crazy. Okay, so this is the first plant. This belongs to the family of the prayer plants. That I also have more here. Let me go to the next one. That is this one. This one also has grown like crazy. And you can see all these kind of burnt brownish leaves. Those can be the result of three things. One could be that I'm not using distilled water, so I just water all my plants with water from the tap that has a high content of minerals. They accumulate in the plant and then they burn the leaves. The second one could be inconsistent watering. And the third one is just the lack of humidity. Like here is just super low. So you can see that it has quite some crunchy leaves now. By the way, today is my watering day, so I need to start watering them. But look, you can see that they are crunchy as a taco. Like it's just crazy. Well, as a Tex-Mex taco. Because the real tacos in Mexico, they are stuffed normally. But still it is growing new leaves, so I mean there is hope. It's not doing that bad, but all this type of, and there's a new leaf again, but all this type of plants, they would really thank you if you keep the waterings consistent, use the still water, and have higher humidity. About 60% would be actually quite good. This one is a Maranta triostar, and you can as well see that this plant belongs to the same type of family. So, oh, I forgot to say, prayer plants are called like that because they are sensitive to light. What does that mean? That means that when there is sun, the leaves will go like down, like this way to actually catch the light. And when the light goes on in the night, they just fall back up. So they have this movement every day, and that's quite interesting to see. If I have time, I will shot a video and put it on the screen. But yeah, it's quite nice to see as well. Another thing is that these plants are magnets of spider mites. So yeah, especially this one has had problems of spider mites, and I have been trying to control the 6 past months. Now looks a little bit under control, but it's just crazy. Okay, so continuing, I have some decorations. This is Syngonium. This variety is called dwarf pixie. So the idea of this is that it stays very compact and small, as you can see, and I think it's quite a beautiful plant. I haven't had it for that long, but I just love it, and I love how it looks in this raccoon pot. Following here, I have this Peperomia Orba Pixie. This plant, I have featured it as well in my Instagram. It has quite nice veining, so you can see that it's a pale green with very dark green veining, and I think that looks quite nice. This one, it's a African violet. I really love the bottoms. Look at this, so red and beautiful. And also, as you can see, it has so many hairs. It's super fluffy. This plant, I really like it because reminds me a lot of my mother. She grows African violets herself, and hers are just beautiful. Then here I have as well this funny planter with this crazy peperomia that is called, I have seen it as Peperomia Ruby cascade, but I am not sure about the identity. So I got it as a small plant that had no name. So it looks a little bit like the Ruby cascade, and it cascades, so makes sense to me. Then this one is a Hoya pubicalyx splash. There's a funny story, at least for me, with this Hoya, because you can see that it shoots these runners here, and the first runners, they were like all the time moving. I was looking at the TV, and in 5 minutes it would be here, the other 5 minutes it would be there. It was just crazy. And at some point it became so long that it actually managed to reach the back of the TV, and it would get like inside of the ventilation or speaking holes, and it would tie itself up to there. So many times I had to like kind of grab it and put it away. Many times I almost damaged it, so poor plant. But at some point the runners grew big enough to actually grab this pole. So now, and since then it has grown quite some leaves, as you can see. Now it just grows here happily. And I think that it will even be the first one that manages to reach the top of the pole. I put a very crazy tall pole here, I know. Okay, that leads us to our next plant. And this one is, oh, let me go far away to feature it. This one is just a golden pothes, or Epipremnum aureum. This one is a quite common plant and quite known as hardy. It was one of my first plants, and I bought it with a stalk, so with a pole that finished all up till here. So it was like a relatively small plant that was just climbing until here, and I decided to do some leaf cuttings that you will see in a second. And it became so long and it was trailing on the floor that I decided to put another pole, that is what you see there, and then just tie it up. So these plants normally, as much as they climb, the leaves become bigger. You will see it in my other room. These ones were not climbing yet. These ones were just cascading, so I just wrapped them around this pole. That's why they are not bigger. But I have taken so many cuttings of this plant and it just keeps thriving like nothing. So it's crazy. Okay, next one. My next plant, this will be a bit complicated because of the light. I will try to do it on this side to see, hopefully it's a bit better. Okay, this one is a Peperomia kinachii. I bought it as well long ago. As you can see, it's not in the best light conditions because it has become quite leggy. So the distances between leaves, as you can see, is quite long. And that tells us that it normally needs more light. Nevertheless, it is growing a ton there and it is doing well. So I will not move it, but maybe I will just cut it back to make some propagations. But the leaves are actually a bit succulent-like. Next one, I will feature this one. So this is a pothes again, and this one was 3 leaf cuttings from the mother plant. Another plant that I have here that is one of my oldest is this yucca. It has been a long time with me, and as you can see, it is in a planter that has no drainage holes. So I have to be very careful with the amount of water because I don't want to drown it. And so far so good. They are as well quite hardy. So it's been almost 4 years and it's still doing great. Then we will go to this beautiful jungle cactus So this one is a Rhipsalis paradoxa. You can see how much it cascades down all the way till there. This one is one of my newer acquisitions. I bought it in winter. I was visiting a friend in Wageningen and I took this plant from there. It was pretty long already. So just to give you an example, like here you can also see it's more evident, the new growth. That's the new growth. So you can see that it was pretty long. So I managed to transport it without breaking one of the stalks, and I came here, I hang it there, and then I was super angry because the first time that I tried to water it, I just knocked down this part of the plant. Let me see if I can show you because it's pretty dark. Yeah, there. All these, they were about 5 vines, and I just knocked them down. I was super angry. I almost wanted to cry, and then suddenly I look at it and it looked to me like a very relaxed hippie guy. Sorry for the stereotyping, but with dreadlocks. And I suddenly imagine it looking at me just singing "No woman, no cry," and everything, it's gonna be alright. So I started to laugh. I thought like, yeah, never mind, it's fine. It looks just beautiful anyway. Okay, continuing with the hanging plants, I have this golden pothes again. That is the same, is coming as well from the mother plant. Coming to this one, this is a very beautiful plant, but it's very difficult to feature with this light. This one is an Aeschynanthus marmoratus. You probably are familiar with this type of plants because this is a very close plant to the lipstick plant that is also an Aeschynanthus. That one, the lipstick plant, has some beautiful, normally red flowers. Those ones are the most popular sold around here. That's pretty nice to have. But this one, even though it has not that beautiful flowers, and if you want to see the flowers, you can see my video of Plants in Flower 2020. But look at the foliage. It's just incredible. Like those printings, it's just quite unique. I really like it, and it has grown a ton as well. Sorry for the focusing issues. Okay, let's go a little bit back to the plants that I have here. This is just a Ficus Bonsai that I bought in Lidl, and it was as small as this. Like all it had were like those leaves, no vines. And since then it has grown all these vines. Normally, to keep it like more bushy and compact, you would cut those vines since they start to grow, so to keep it nice and full, but I don't mind. I like it like it is, and I think it's quite a nice piece. Next one, it's this coffee plant. So this is a coffee arabica. It's doing quite okay. It has had some bad days because it had some infestations of thrips, but now it's thriving, and you can see it's growing new leaves there, so it's doing pretty well. And the leaves are going bigger and bigger. I bought this one in a gas station. It was crazy. In a coffee mug actually. Now it has grown quite a bit. Now I have, this is one of my oldest plants as well. This is a Syngonium. Or yeah, most commonly known as Arrowhead plant. This one is a bit leggy. It was doing beautiful until this winter that suddenly, I guess that it elongated too much because of the lack of light, and yeah, now I have a leggy Syngonium that I will probably cut back and reproduce it. I have one that I already did in my kitchen, so I will show you later, and it's looking good. Next one, I have this. This is also a Ficus Bonsai, and the thing about this plant is that my recommendation is, if you are going to buy a Ficus Bonsai, please buy the one with the bigger leaves, because these ones are a little bit of a pain in the ass, sorry to say. So they just start dropping leaves whenever they want. I mean, this one hasn't died, but I had one before that died. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, suddenly it just decides to drop a bunch of leaves become bold, and then it grows back, and then it's just a little bit like coming back and forward. Well, this one is quite stable and looks beautiful most of the time. So, I mean, if you ask me, I would recommend this one better than the other one. Anyway, this one has done okay. It was bushy when I bought it, but it has grown a ton of new leaves this spring, so that's good. Okay, going up here, I have this Begonia Rex. There is like a variety tiger paw and a variety tiger something. I am not sure which one is which because I also have the other variety, but I will show you in a second. The difference is that the leaves are a little bit indeed different. So these ones grow a little bit more in a irregular shape, while the other ones grow more in a type of drop shape. This one has done great. It was also a 8 centimeter diameter pot or something like that. And it's just, I have repotted it like twice because it just overgrows the pot like crazy. I have give cuttings away, and I think it's a perfect plant for kind of low light conditions. I would totally recommend it. Then here I have some vines that I knock out from my Rhipsalis. You can see they are pretty long as well. And the good thing is that they are already rooted. So at some point I will just put them back into the original plant. So it looks bushier and nicer. Next one, I have this beautiful Peperomia. Oh, this was a very impressive plant for me in the sense that I bought it for about €1. It has just a couple of stems that were bare and like 3 leaves in total. Anyway, I decided to buy it because it was the last one. Oh, look at this. Wow. It's just growing like nobody's business. It's crazy. And then I got here a cutting of a pink Syngonium, and this one I got it from the Botanical Gardens shop in Utrecht. They have a plant shop there, and they have many varieties that are quite interesting. So we got this one for free. They give these free stekias, these free cuttings. I hope they open soon because it's a very nice store, and it's in the middle of the greenhouses of the Botanical Garden. So it's a beautiful place to visit. Then next, we'll go a bit up. I featured this one. It's my Christmas cactus. I overwatered it. I had some root rot, so everything fell into pieces. I already talked about it in my Plants in Bloom as well video. But the nice thing is that you can now see the blooms. So it already bloomed more times. But look at this beautiful bloom. It's quite impressive and beautiful. And I know I say beautiful too many times, but it is just beautiful. Good. Now these are pieces that fall apart from that one, and they are already rooting and growing new parts. So I kind of see hope for these parts. The same as these ones, there are also pieces that fell off between that. Next I have, oh my god, this plant. This is a Fittonia. And the thing about these plants is that they need to be watered quite often. This one, I didn't water it quite often. As you can see, at some point, it just totally dried out. I thought it was dead because all of the leaves were gone, were dried like a Dorito. And I just started to water it just in case. And look, it's back. It's back. It's crazy. So I took this, like one stem that was there. That was the one that was doing the worst. Plus one confetti plant that I had before near to the TV, and I did a terrarium with it. So a closed one that doesn't need you to water it. So hopefully it will do better. I will post that video in a while, but yeah. It's a good thing to do with your plants if you cannot keep on with the watering, and of course if they can stand it. The video will come in about a month because I really want to give you some updates when I do anything with my plants, just to show you if it was successful or not. So I think that's interesting to know, and not just be saying, okay, do this, but maybe it just doesn't work. So I just want to be sure that it works. This one is an Alocasia Bambino. I also bought it for like €1 and it has grown a ton. My advice would be, if you are not a very impatient person, you can buy as well sometimes these small plants, and they grow over time, and they are quite rewarding to see how they are compared to how they were. Next, also my other Begonia Rex is here. I got it as a trade and I'm very happy with it. You can see that it's a bit different and it has, as I mentioned, like more kind of a drop, like this water drop shape than the other one. And the leaves are a bit thicker. Pretty nice, beautiful, has grown a bunch. And then I have this begonia. There is Begonia maculata. I forgot the name. I will list it on the screen. Well, at least the name that I think it is, because I am not sure. This begonia, I asked for it. The mother plant that I saw, it was totally variegated. It's one of the most beautiful variegated plants that I have ever seen. I was like crazy for it. I really wanted it. The only thing is that I got a cutting that was not variegated. So as you can see, yeah, there is no variegation. It's just a green begonia. It's still very nice, but I would love to have that variegated one. And I will show you a picture on the screen. This one is another peperomia. This taco-shaped peperomia. I don't remember the variety exactly, but this is like the more succulent type, so I water it even less. Peperomias are quite prone to rot, so you have to be careful and you have to leave them dry out between waterings. Then here I have my Hoya Australis lisa that is doing great now, but for a long time was doing nothing. But now it's growing a ton. Like, look, all of that is new growth, these ones. So all the ones that you see pinky-ish, it's new growth, so it's doing great. Then here I have Monstera adansonii that I'm trying to nurse back to health. It was not doing great, so I got it back. This one, the roots were not doing that bad, so I decided to leave them and try them out. And these ones, I just cut all the leaves and put them into water so that they could grow new roots. But you can also see that these ones, because the roots were not that bad, it's already having new growth. So that's why I left it, because I thought, maybe we can get as well a new plant from here. So that would be nice and interesting to see. Here, this one is my beautiful Dichiria variety. I always forget, but I also feature it in my Plants in Bloom video. It's very nice. So continuing, I have this plant that when it is healthy looks the best, but is such a spider mite magnet as well. Twice I have been about to lose it, like this is the second time, and look at the leaves, like they're just totally dried out, affected, they look totally unhealthy. I haven't had the heart to throw it away, and I still don't know if I actually got rid of the spider mites. I hope so. Good thing is that it's doing better again. It's growing new branches. This castaño plant is just a nightmare in that sense. This is another yucca. I also bought it quite cheap in Lidl, and it's doing great. And let's go to the next plant. So, oh, by the way, I have those, you can see, so those monkeys hanging from the ceiling. I thought they were quite nice. I bought them in Mexico. And I think it adds something to the decoration, a little bit more jungle-like, especially looking at the back. Continuing, I will feature this plant. This one is a Philodendron equiferum, if I am not saying it wrong. This one is a new leaf. You can see that it's unfolding and it's doing quite good. It's a bit dusty because I have a couple of spiders living in there. So this is one. I don't know if you can, maybe it doesn't focus, but that is one. And the other one, I haven't seen it for a week, so I don't know if I should be worried. Well, there's no poisonous spiders in the Netherlands, so I hope that this was not brought from somewhere else, but rather grown here in the Netherlands, I don't know. But anyway, they don't do anything to me, so there is no reason why bother the spiders, right? So they can even maybe eat some insects that are unwanted. So I respect them, they respect me, everybody happy. And it's a beautiful piece, as you can see, quite big. Then here I have this spider plant. It was such a small baby that I got from a colleague at work, and now it has grown a ton. Look at this. I can't wait until it starts to shoot babies. But yeah, I think I will have to wait for a bit. And then I have this begonia that I have seen it with the name of Iron Cross, but I'm not sure if that is the real name of it. It has quite beautiful leaves, but it was attacked. It has mildew. It's kind of a dusty, whitish thing that grows on the leaves, and it's some kind of fungus that affects your plant. And this one was really affected. And now, when I bought it, was looking super beautiful, and now it's a little bit. Yeah, you can see that it's sick for sure. And lastly, I just wanted to show you here. I have a couple of baby orchids. These ones were part of a study in a university, and they were, I don't know what they were testing, but apparently they were dehydrating them. So at the end, they ended up with like 150 baby orchids that they were going to throw away. A girl there said, no, don't throw them away, just give them to me and I will nurse them back to health. So that's what she did. And after, she decided to trade them for other plants. She gave me already 6. These are 5. I have one in my kitchen, so with that is 6. For a cutting of my Maranta leuconcura. And yeah, she gave me all of this. And I'm quite happy, and I want to grow them at different conditions, but I haven't gotten to the point of repotting them and do the setup. So that's also an experiment that I want to film and will come soon. Well, I hope you liked the video, guys. I think it was a bit long, but it's a bit difficult to talk about my plants and not tell you some stories and how dear they are to me. I think it's a good place to have a coffee and enjoy some talks with friends. Well, guys, I hope you like this video. This is the room that has the least plants, I think, on my house, but it's arranged quite nicely, I think. I'm quite cozy. Let me know if you like it in the comments below. And remember the drill. If you like the video, click thumbs up. If you didn't, click thumbs down. And subscribe if you want to continue watching this series. And click the bell for notifications every time that I upload a video. Thanks!